Courage Mountain. The mountain stood tall and proud, its peak hidden in misty clouds, its slopes covered in ancient pine trees and winding paths. But to Elena, it looked more like a giant monster waiting to swallow her whole. Elena was 10 years old, with braided hair and a backpack that seemed almost as big as she was. Her summer camp counselors had been talking about the big hike for weeks, the climb up Courage Mountain. Everyone else seemed excited, but Elena's stomach was doing somersaults of worry. "I can't do this," she whispered to her best friend, Zara. "What if I fall? What if I get scared? What if I'm not strong enough?" Zara looked at her with kind eyes. "Everyone feels scared sometimes," she said. "Courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about doing something even when you are afraid." Their counselor, Mr. Rodriguez, gathered all the children together that morning. He had a gentle smile and eyes that seemed to understand everything. "Courage Mountain isn't just about reaching the top," he explained. "It's about the journey. About discovering what you're capable of when you believe in yourself." The hike began slowly. Elena walked carefully, watching each step. Some children raced ahead, laughing and jumping over rocks. But Elena took her time, her heart racing with every step. About halfway up the mountain, Elena wanted to give up. Her legs ached, and the path seemed to get steeper with each step. But then she remembered something her grandmother always said, "Take one step at a time. Don't look at how far you have to go, just focus on the next step." So she did. One step. Then another. And another. Mr. Rodriguez walked beside her sometimes, pointing out interesting rocks, telling her stories about the mountain. "This mountain has been here for millions of years," he said. "It has seen thousands of people climb its paths. Some fast, some slow. But what matters is that they keep moving forward." As they climbed, Elena began to notice things she hadn't seen before. The way sunlight filtered through the trees. The sounds of birds singing. The smell of pine and earth. Her fear slowly began to change into something else, something that felt like excitement. When they reached a particularly difficult part of the path, Mr. Rodriguez helped the children climb over some large rocks. Elena hesitated. But then Zara reached out her hand. "I'll help you," she said. With Zara's help, Elena made it over the rocks. And with each obstacle she overcame, she felt something growing inside her, a sense of strength she had never known before. Finally, they reached the summit. The view was breathtaking. Valleys stretched out below them, covered in forests and meadows. Clouds drifted by at eye level. Elena could see for miles in every direction. "I did it," she whispered. Mr. Rodriguez smiled. "You did more than just climb a mountain today," he said. "You discovered your own courage." On the way back down, Elena walked differently. Her steps were more confident. Her backpack didn't seem as heavy. She had learned that courage isn't about being fearless, it's about facing your fears and taking one step at a time. The end.